Hello, I am Kimberly Hilton Lawson, and this is Assessing and Evaluating Adult Learning at American Intercontinental University, where Dr. Familian is the professor. Holmes critiques traditional performance objectives by explaining how they were done in the past in a behaviorist model, one where teaching was something done to the learner. So in this view, the educator transmits information and the learner is treated like a blank slate per se. Holmes connects this to Freud's 1968 backing concept of education, where students passively receive content rather than actively engaging with the educator. This perspective raises important questions about whether performance objectives truly capture the depth of learning, and this is especially true in adults. For instance, I've been in manufacturing over 30 some years, over 20 some years at my current employer. So in manufacturing, I see both the strength and limitation of objective-based learning every day. While I am not an educator, I have built many training modules. I have conducted many training classes, whether it's hands-on or whether it's in a classroom setting. So on the positive side, performance objectives provide clarity, structure, and consistency, critical elements in environments where safety, quality, and efficiency depend on precise execution. So this is important in many fields, so healthcare, education, manufacturing. So safety and quality is always important. Adult learners on the production floor benefit from knowing exactly what is expected. So, giving people tasks but not really clearly defining the expectation is sometimes detrimental to many companies. So, like I stated, adult learners on the production floor benefit from knowing exactly what is expected, why it matters, and how their performance impacts the largest process. Not just a tiny bit, but basically, teaching the learners what you do every day not only impacts you, but impacts a whole realm of other people. It impacts the production line, it impacts the customer, it impacts the suppliers. So clear objectives also support coaching because you cannot effectively coach someone without established goals. You cannot hold people accountable if there are no established goals, no end results. However, manufacturing also reveals the limitation of objective-based learning. Many employees possess latent knowledge, problem-solving skills, intuition, and hands-on experience that may not be visible through a single performance measure. For example, an operator may complete a task correctly, but also understand subtle machine behaviors or early warning signs that our objective cannot capture. Measuring this deeper knowledge requires scenario-based assessments, reflective conversation, and opportunities for employees to explain their reasoning. In manufacturing and many other companies, we call that 5 why analysis. Some companies use 8D. So it's just a tool to understand the whys, like why issue occurred. And it kind of like helps drive down quality issues, safety issues, production issues. So there cannot be a disconnect between what workers truly know and what an objective requires, especially when objectives are too narrow or too task focused. Adult learners bring diverse backgrounds, experiences, and learning styles, and rigid objectives sometimes fail to acknowledge that. So in my own instructional practice, I plan to use performance objectives as a foundation while also incorporating opportunities for learners to demonstrate understanding in multiple ways. By blending clear objectives with flexible learning center strategies, I can support both measurable performance and the deeper learning that manufacturing environments depend on. And I stated earlier in the video, I am not what we call a traditional educator. I am not a teacher. I'm not, substitute teacher. I'm not a principal, but I am a quality supervisor, and I've conducted many trainings. So while I don't call myself an educator per se, I am an educator because I develop courses, I facilitate course trainings, whether it's hands-on, whether it's a 5-minute tutorial. So in other words, I'm an educator, but in a different scope of things. So I hope you guys were able to learn something or grasp something from my discussion post. And you guys have a good afternoon. Thank you.